Yeah, big ass thing.
There you go. Hey, good evening. Welcome to the new episode of Diamond and Stone. I'm your host, Bobby C, aka The Stone, with the mostest. My diamond partner sitting next to me, and also the owner of one of the finest new cigar lounges in all of Brevard County, His and Her Cigars. As we promised you in our teaser, Lewis is going to explain. He hand rolled a brand new smoke, and it actually looks too cool to cut and smoke. Um, he makes some pretty hand rolls. So him and Carmen were busy making all new hand rolls today for us. A quick shout out to our friend Paulie.
Yes.
He put on an amazing Italian dinner tonight. Thank you, Paulie. I really appreciate that. I smell like garlic though, brother. So I got a mint in my mouth because Diamond says, look, you're not trying to ward off a vampire.
That's right.
So I said, all right, man. I popped the mint. All is good. What's new with you, bro? What do you got for me?
Everything's good, man. So we're introducing our brand new cigar, the Wick. So we'll show you a close-up a little later, but this is what it is. It's a nice Habano with some Connecticut wrapped around it, a little bit of Maduro, and in the middle some Nicaraguan and Dominican and tobacco. So something new that Carmen and I have put out in our humidor, so you guys can come and try it. His and Her Cigars, 412 Brevard Avenue in Cocoa. And if you don't want this one, you want a fresh hand-rolled cigar, you know where to come. The only cigar lounge in the Space Coast that we hand-roll right in front of you.
Absolutely. We have people coming in and ask all the time, where are you getting these hand rolls from? Diamond had to explain, once, twice, three, four times, they hand roll them here.
Yep.
If you don't think they do, come in one night and either Carmen or Diamond will hand roll you one in front. They're exquisite. Not only do they look good, they taste amazing. You got to come in for one. So
And this is right up your alley. It's more on the medium body side. So
I know I'm still afraid. I thought, so Diamond calls me earlier and I said, what are we going to smoke? Because I just made this one called the Wick. He showed it. I thought he named it the Wick because I'm kind of like John Wick. But
you're just taller than he is.
yeah, yeah. Let's do it, man. Cut it, light it. Let's talk about it.
All right.
Before we move any further.
Very nice. So the pretty cool thing about this, the wick comes on the side, and when you're smoking it, since you have the Connecticut wick right there, we'll show you guys a picture later of it. When you're smoking, you're still getting a little bit of the taste of that Connecticut, but you're enjoying the Habano wrapper, and it's a nice medium body cigar. A little bit of cocoa notes, a little bit of espresso notes. It's a very well balanced cigar, if I may say so myself. So you got to come try it. So we're gonna do a straight cut on it. I like to cut them in a little bit of an angle. So
Thank you.
there you go, my friend. If you guys were here, you'd be enjoying one right now. And I like to explain to people that all the cigars that you see in the humidor that are hand rolled by Carmen and myself have been sitting at least 6 to 8 weeks before we put them out in the humidor. So as soon as they hit our regular humidor, they're ready to smoke right then and there.
You got to do the roll.
Yeah, we do.
And it even smells good. So, I'm looking at it. I'm looking at the Wick, and some of my operator buddies out there, some guys that I've served with, we probably would have tackled you if you handed us this one. But those are in the day, and we don't have to worry about that shit anymore.
So cheers, enjoy, my friend.
Thank you. Oh, that is smooth.
Very nice.
Oh, that's nice. Now I'm getting a mouthful of that cocoa flavor.
Yep.
That real, oh man, that's amazing.
It's heavier on the Dominican long leaf. We're trying to shy away a little bit about the spiciness. We're kind of learning in the area. They don't like too much the spice. They like more of the nutty espresso notes, a little bit on the cocoa side. So that's something that we were aiming for with this one. I think we're right on the money with this one.
Oh, I'm getting espresso. I got the cocoa. Yeah, a lot of people aren't into that real heavy pepper. I know For my palate, I don't mind a little pepper to start.
Yeah.
But there are some brands out here you're right, heavy on the pepper, and it's like through the whole cigar. I'd rather smoke this like this, because on it's great because you can already start tasting the flavors, and I'm not even, 2-3 puffs in.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
amazing smoke.
It'll start it'll be light on the pepper. It'll kick in a little bit in the back of the throat, but once the first stir is gone, then it's smooth sailing for those of you if you don't like too much pepper. You just put a little bit at the beginning just to introduce it a little bit, and
I love it.
it
And it
pairs
goes good.
very well with
Yeah.
everything. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So I know I was telling you, and I was talking to a friend earlier. So I'm not a big whiskey guy, but my favorite whiskey is an Irish whiskey, single malt, and it's called Liberties.
Okay.
There's not a distributor in the area that has it. You can get it online, and I'm smoking this going, I really wish I had a glass of Liberties. So next time I'm in St. Augustine, my friend who actually bought it for me as a gift, I'll see where he got it. I'll bring it back, and we'll pair it. Because we have, Diamond wants to do a pairing, well, a few pairings. So whenever he comes up with whatever cigars he comes up with, we'll either do bourbon or whiskey or my favorite tequila. And
that's Carmen's department. She's
I
really
know.
good in that department.
I know. So I did introduce you and Carmen to, so slicing an orange with a really good tequila, put cinnamon on it. It's almost like a dessert. But if we do these pairings, and you guys are watching, you got to come because it's no fun for us to do the pairings by ourselves.
That's right.
We don't want to sit here and do this by ourselves. We want to share it with our friends and our new friends that we're making on the podcast. I'm getting a lot of response, and I want to thank everybody for hitting in. And I was eating with a buddy of mine, Paulie, who made dinner, as we were thanking him earlier. And I was walking to another establishment, and they were all going, when is story time with Bobby? When are you and Lewis are going on air? So we're kind of getting some really good feedback here locally. I'm hoping you guys are enjoying the show as well.
That's right. And today we're introducing the word of the day, which is, you said earlier?
Okay.
You got to explain to the people, why are we doing the word of the day?
Okay. We're going to do an Italian slang, and then we're going to start doing a Latin slang of the day. So now if you call in, and I'm going to have Diamond give you the number of the shop, you call in after you watch the show, and if you could tell me the Italian slang of the day, you'll get a free bottle of some fine, organic, great smelling beard oil. It's my blend. It's called the Sicilian Kiss. You can get them here at his and hers Cigar Lounge as well. But if you call in with the right terminology, if you tell me what it means, or if you tell Carmen answers, or if Diamond answers the phone, tell them what you think it means. They know what it means.
Exactly.
And you'll come in, pick up a free bottle of this great beard oil. And when you're in here, introduce yourself. Don't forget to leave without a cigar. You can't have good beard oil. It smells great without a manly cigar in your mouth. So here is the word. The word is Gabidon.
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 Give them the number to call in when we post this.
It's 407-476-9282. Call directly to the shop. 407-476-9282. Gabidon.
Gabidon. Tell me what it means. It's growing up, not only did you speak proper Italian in the house, but when you were with the boys on the street, and especially growing up in New York City, we used to cut the valves off of everything to make it easy because we were lazy when we spoke Italian in the street. This is the result. Gabidon.
Gabidon.
All right.
There we go.
Here we go. So, we're going to start off tonight and discuss tattoo culture.
Yes.
So, Diamond has tattoos. Carmen has tattoos. I'm loaded from head to toe. But we were talking about it, how the culture is somewhat changing. So in the day, you built up a relationship with your tattoo artist. You'd go in, you both would tell each other. I mean, after time, I'm not talking if you go in there and you're getting a $100 tattoo and you never see the guy again or her again, but you go in there and you build up a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And that relationship usually forges into a friendship. I used to have a ritual with some of my artists. I do want to do a couple of shout outs. One, I want to shout out Matt Zimmerman, who owns Low Tide Tattoos. Great friend of mine. Used to get there in the morning, 2 shots of tequila, go back, talk about our woes, talk about our exes, get tattooed, and a friendship blossom. And we've been friends for years, actually. So before I go on with other guys, how about you? Any relationships like that, Diamond?
Yeah, I actually, there's a gentleman when I was in the Maryland market that I met, Steve Money, and great tattoo artist. And he did a lot of the stuff that I have on both my arms. I got my family crest, the lion of the Leo, and then for my career on this side, I got the microphone and some other stuff that I got on there. And I built a great relationship with him. Every once in a while, I reach out to him. His baby daughter had a really bad accident, and he puts a lot of time into his daughter. So big shout out to Steve Money in the Maryland area. Great tattoo artist. So if you're in the area, go make sure you check him out. And then other stuff that I've gotten, just one and done.
Yeah.
So I've moved from market to market. Yep. So
my buddy Matt had a shop in Maryland.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He had a shop in Maryland. But you built a relationship.
Yep.
You guys were friends. You used to call each other.
Yeah.
And
check up on them, the family.
Absolutely. And this is one of the things that, I'm getting to. You get invited to weddings, and used to be a great thing. Probably one of the most amazing, and I don't have a piece from him yet. Good friend of mine. His name is Ernesto. He just opened up a brand new shop. He's from Cuba. He has 2 of his brothers from Cuba that work there. He does the sickest work I've ever seen. It's like looking at paintings. The guy is sick. Great tattooist, an amazing friend, an amazing guitar player. His new shop is called New Locos Tattoo. It's on O'Galley in Melbourne area. Check him out. He just opened up. We still play in a band together. As a matter of fact, he texted me 2 minutes ago just to see how I was doing. These are the relationships you build. My first tattoo was in a hotel room for a case of PBR when I was 19 years old. His name was Angelo. I can't remember his last name. His name was Angelo. He used to own an old, like motel, right? You know those real old friggin' motels? It was on US 1 in Port Orange. I was a young cop. We used to go by, and Andrew's like, oh man, I'll do that dragon for you. What do you want? Bring me a case of PBR. And you went in there, and you didn't know if your arm was going to come off when you walked out from, great guy whatsoever. One of my dearest friends I do want to give a shout out to, who did a lot of work for me. He's passed. I loved him like a brother. Bobby D was very, very popular in the Daytona and in this area as well, and we were inseparable. He passed at a young age from lung cancer. And the one thing, and I don't know if you noticed, but it's like every tattoo artist I know will continually smoke one right after another. Well, Bobby used to smoke like I've never seen before. So you'd go in there and you'd think you were going to be in there for 2 hours to get a tattoo. You were in there for 9 because there was a smoke break every 2 seconds. But God rest his soul. There are some good people in the area. Shout out to Justin at New Addiction. Contrary to popular belief, Justin, I still love you. You need to start playing drums with us again and stop your shit. But what I'm seeing now, it's a whole new breed, a generation of artists that are coming up. And I know I have spoken to friends that have been in the business forever, and they say the same thing. The relationship is gone. There's no more relationship. And you guys got to do your homework when you're looking for a tattoo artist. Have Had an extremely bad experience with 2 female artists in the area. I'm not going to mention names because I'm not that guy. I can tell you, do your homework, talk to some people. I call them the toxic twins. And unfortunately, when they built a friendship with you, they would share whatever you disclosed to everybody else in the community. So be aware of that. But there's still some guys out here with those values. Some of the guys I mentioned, the tattoo artist that Diamond mentioned, just do your homework.
That's right.
But one of the most, and people don't realize this, getting a tattoo, getting a piece of art that you're going to have for the rest of your life is extremely personal.
That it is.
If you're getting that personal piece, not like, oh man, I'm going to get, a butterfly in my ass or something because I'm drunk. If you're starting to get those personal pieces and building up that relationship, it's your relationship with your tattoo artist. The reason why it's personal is because he's sharing your thoughts and his thoughts or her thoughts on why you're getting certain tattoos. And then you just want to hang out with him. So you pick up the phone and said, hey, you got an appointment for such and such. Yeah, what do you want? I don't give a shit what you do. I just want, come in and spend time with me. And I'm hoping that the gentleman that I had just mentioned, please keep passing that on to this new generation of apprentices. Make those relationships. Matt, you and I got to catch up. I sent you a text earlier. Ernesto, I'll see you Sunday. Justin, call me and get the drum kit back out. And that, like building relationships.
Yep.
So from hanging out with Justin and shit, and Ernesto, we started a band, we started playing, and now we're trying to get back together because Ernesto just opened up New Locos Tattoo in O'Galley Melbourne. Another prop out to him.
I need more.
But this, when I tell you this guy and the 2 guys with him are insane. And again, from Cuba, they're very old school in their friendships, and how they are with, if they're close to you, very family orientated.
Very cool.
I'm going to take you down and, I'll introduce you to Ernesto one of these days.
Yeah, Carmen and I need a new piece.
I don't know where I'm going to put shit, but we always find, room. I said I wouldn't do nothing on my neck, and then Matt, did my Creature from the Black Lagoon, and then I have shit on my neck, and shout out to Byron. If you're watching, Byron, another Latin guy that I absolutely love. Byron used to tattoo here at 520 at King Street. He moved back to Jersey.
Nice.
So Byron's on the Jersey Shore, working himself to New Zealand.
Nice.
And then he wants to study in Japan, tattooing old school in Japan. He's a great kid. I love you, Byron. I miss you. But again, it's just, you could sit here and you make up all of these people that you have these relationships with. And it's not like, even though I may not speak to one of the guys, but you look at your arm and go, shit, or my legs, or my back, and go, I got to give them a call.
Yeah.
Because you have a personal connection with them.
Exactly.
When Dawn and I first got together, she had a little rose that looked like a shark, and, we had to get that fixed. So it was her sorority tattoo, but she went to Algonquin, Maine. No, not Algonquin, Maine. What was the name? Where's that place in Maine you guys went to? What's the name of that beach? Who? Old Orchard Beach. To get a tattoo on the boardwalk. I don't have to tell you how it turned out. It's fixed. Now she's sleeved and the whole 9 yards, and
got good work.
She has good, she got some beautiful, beautiful work. We're going to go see Ernesto. Matter of fact, we're going to see Ernesto Sunday to add on. But it's absolutely addictive. I mean, I never thought I'd have my hands done, and it's just, and now I look for spots and go, I could fit something here. Well, I really do have, my chest is somewhat done, but I know I could fit a spot in the center, and it's absolutely addictive. But it's cool because you either have people that will make comments. Like I may have some tattoos that people will make comments if I have a tank top. Dawn and I used to be big Disney freaks. So we're in Disney one day, and we're with all our daughters. So spending the day at Disney, and my older daughter, who's another Disney freak, she goes, "I can't believe you don't have a Disney tattoo." I said, "Okay, I'm going to get a Disney tattoo." So I have Mickey doing Minnie on my shoulder, doing her.
And Pluto recording?
No, he didn't. But so I've got that. I've gotten comments, about from some people. So the one I have that's the most. All right, I don't have shorts on. If I did, I'd show you.
I appreciate that.
So right on my upper leg.
I know we're becoming really good friends,
We
but
are- I take my pants.
No,
off.
it's all right.
All right.
I got it.
But
I believe you. It's all right.
Okay. So Dawn's nickname is Doobie, not from Doobie as in dope, but as in Doobie as in Scooby-Doo.
Okay.
Right? So I said, I got to get a Scooby-Doo tattoo. I said, but it's got to be twisted. So I've got Scooby-Doo doing Daphne on my leg.
See, you're a very creative guy. I thought you were going to get a Scooby snack like on your inner thigh.
That would have been
That
cool.
would have been awesome.
I didn't think about that.
See, you got to call the right department.
I know. I didn't think about that. Now I've got on my legs. I have Wilma and Betty as pinups with nothing, no tops, no nothing, just high heels, and they're tatted. I got Bride of Frankenstein, who's I don't know. Sometimes it's fun to get some things that are a little off kilter, but the two of the ones that get the most attention is the one on my upper thigh and my shoulder because of the. So what do we got to hook you up with something that you know.
Well, actually, most of my tattoos are part of stuff that's happened in my life. It's I got my family crest, the big lion because of the Leo. A lot of people ask me what I have in my arm. So normally they just see the bottom part, but my tattoo says "Thank you for not believing in me," and it's with an hourglass.
I think that
because time always proves me right.
I think
so. It's been part of my career and just stuff that I've passed through in my lifetime. So a lot of people have left me hanging. So I always say that was a saying I used to say it all the time.
I love it.
So, but the hourglass signifies time. Time always gives me and shows
absolutely
the right answer.
And it's cool. So one of the traditions that Dawn and I have is every anniversary we get a tattoo together.
Right.
So St. Augustine means a lot, and so that is a symbol on my hand of St. Augustine. Yeah. That's his saint symbol. She has it on her leg, and then we just did voodoo dolls because New Orleans is a place. I got Don Quixote. Our first date was at a black tie formal. It was a Don Quixote award and benefit, so we decided to get that. So yeah, I mean, I do have some that mean, and then I have some that is because I don't care.
Carmen and I we share a tattoo.
Which is, that I dig though.
It's the balance between heart and mind.
Yep, that I dig.
So it's the only tattoo that we share, but it's a bond that we have, and I'm very appreciative of her, and so I thought that would be cool, something that we both
I love
share it together.
I do. So I just wanted to speak about, because we were speaking about tattoos, and the only thing I could say is do your research, talk to guys that actually have tattoos. Absolutely.
Well, first of all, good barbers nowadays, no offense to the new generation out there, they're hard to come by. And a lot of us are transient, we're moving this and that, but if we find a good guy, we'll travel.
Oh,
and, it's taken me a while to find one here, and I finally did. The gentleman that I told you on US 1, so I'll be going back to him again.
And you know what they don't, I know we're getting off subject, but that's a cool subject you're bringing up. So when I had hair, before I shaved it off, I'd only go to Latin barbers for a few reasons. One, because they're great. And secondly, because if I wanted a haircut at 11 or 12 o'clock at night, you'd pick up the phone and they'd be there because they used to hang out, So when I was down in Miami all the time,
the barbershop becomes a club.
Absolutely. So it was 11:30. Dawn and I had just got through eating, and I was working in Miami quite a bit. And I said, man, I just want a haircut. I want to shave. She goes, it's 11:30 at night. I said, yeah, I know. Hold on a minute. Pick up the phone. We're in Homestead. I go to my boys in Homestead. And it's one of those where you're sitting there and then somebody comes in with jewelry.
Yeah.
Somebody comes in with a widescreen.
Back in the day with the DVDs, the CDs.
Oh, shit. And then you go in the back and they had the liquor in the ice chest, and you could buy sneakers, and it was an experience.
It really was.
That I miss.
Yeah.
You know, and it's the same thing. You build up a friendship with these guys, and 9 out of 10 times you used to walk in here, they would go, oh, no, Papa, you don't have to pay. I said, no, you do. So you'd always hit them really well, and that's why you can walk in at 11:30 or 12 o'clock at night and get a haircut. All right, so that's it on tattoos. Talk to somebody who actually has tattoos. There's a lot of hacks out here. They're going to tell you, they'll give you a sleeve for $250. Please just run. And, again, be on the lookout for the toxic twins. Jesus Christ. I'm just a nice guy and won't say anything about that.
That's right.
But anyway, that's it. So remember, word of the day, Gabi Don.
That's right.
Call in if, in fact, you get the word of the day, you get the beard oil. And there it is.
There you go. 407-476-9282. Or if not, just come to the shop. His and Her Cigar Shop, 412 Brevard Avenue in Cocoa. Just come on by, say hello, grab a fresh cigar. You know we got you.
Absolutely. So I guess it's that time.
Yeah, it is. We've all been waiting for it.
So it is officially story time with Stone.
That's right.
So as we promised, and as Diamond put out some great teasers. Gotten a lot of feedback on the teasers that are out. That being said, let's talk about growing up with the mob. And it's not just me. Latins had their version of the mob growing up as well.
Yep.
So I remember as a little, I start and then I'll go backwards. I remember growing up as a kid, and everybody was, first off, nobody had a real name. Everybody had a nickname growing up. My old man everybody had a nickname growing up. But when I was introduced to these gentlemen, everybody was I had more fucking uncles than I thought I ever had in my life.
That's right.
And as a kid, they'd come in, or if you went somewhere, and they'd always hand you money. Either a 5 or a 10. You had to go give Uncle, Nunzio, or, Nick the Nose, or one of them you had to give a fucking hug.
Yeah.
You got a 5 or a 10. I didn't give a shit. I'd go out and buy more Hot Wheels. So that was the upbringing, until you got older and found out exactly who the uncle was.
Mm-hmm.
Or, the uncle happens to be upstate now for the next, 10 to 15. Every year, since I can remember, my dad used to take me to San Gennaro. So San Gennaro is the biggest of the Italian feast in New York City. I used to go as a kid. I used to wear the scally, used to have the scarf on, and we used to hang out. Then we used to go to the local Catholic church. We'd go downstairs. The priest used to be annihilated, and there was card games and shit. You looked like you were in Vegas. And as a little kid, they put me in a corner. I'd eat cannolis or schwuyudel. I'd hang out in the corner. My old man would play. Wouldn't let the priest near me, so I was good that way. And the statue, see, limousines would pull up. Guys would come out and put all the money on the statue.
Have a good night.
So, as you know, being Italian and Catholic, these gentlemen can kill you on a Friday. They go to church. They put money in the dish. They do a novena. They're good, right?
They're good.
They're good.
That's the reset button.
Absolutely the reset button. Thank you. So this is, pretty much growing up until getting a little older. And I won't mention any last names, but so I started fighting professional when I was young. And it was a family that I was very close to. His dad used to run all the produce on the docks.
Mm-hmm.
So, produce, sanitation. So one day I'm at the house with my buddy. Tom. And his dad goes, I need a favor. Okay. I'm not going to mention his name. Can you come into the city? There's a couple of the restaurants. They're a little behind. We just made a delivery in vegetables. I said, okay. I said, what do you want me to do? I just need you to collect the money. I said, and if they don't, I'm not stupid. I said, if they don't give me the money, just make them understand that they owe me the money. So, as a kid, I'm doing collections. My old man found out. My old man went berserk. Turned 17, decided, yeah, I'm going to go play ball and get out of New York and go to Florida. And then the rest is history is that. But I didn't know any of my grandparents. They were all, my mom had me really late in life. I didn't know any of my grandparents. They were all passed before I was born, with the exception of my mom's mom. Take that back. My mom, her dad, Giuseppe Nicotra. They come over from Sicily. My mother was just born. He was a Carbonari in Sicily. He was a cop in Sicily. They decided they're going to come to the United States. Realizes real quick, Guineas aren't very well liked here in New York.
Correct.
So in 1923, he goes out, he played accordion, and I have it home. I should have taken it. Matter of fact, I'm going to take some pictures, and I'm going to add it on here,
nice.
Along with the bill of sale. So he goes to a company, A. Booty and Son, and he has a custom accordion made of sterling silver and mother of pearl. 1923, in the middle of the Depression.
Wow.
He pays $525 more than an automobile. He had 2 brand new brownstones, new cars. As my mother was growing up, she had a horse at the stables in Central Park. She danced ballet. And I always used to say, what no do? Oh. My grandmother used to go, she didn't speak English. Oh. He's a steamstress. I said, what do you mean, fuck a steamstress? He presses the clothes. I said, he presses clothes, Grandma? He presses clothes. I said, he presses them with fucking people in them? She wouldn't say anything about it. You know, I look at his death certificate I have home, and it said that he was a steam presser. The guy lived like, come to find out, I do my research, he was a capo in one of the largest crews in Queens.
Nice.
So, I mean, yeah, it's that whole old adage. It's like, if you're Italian, you're in the mafia, you got somebody in the mafia. Unfortunately, from where I was in New York, and my dad, I think I told you, my dad loves cigars. And he spent a lot of time in Cuba. Don't know what he did in Cuba, but he had pictures of him, Dean Martin, smoking cigars at the Tropicana.
Nice.
And so my old man used to say that he used to deal in custom-made furnishings.
They all did.
He was there when Castro kicked Batista out, and the end of the Italian reign in Cuba. Cuba was my old man used to speak Italian and Spanish fluently, and it was his favorite place to go, and he used to talk about it all the time. But we all come from or have that interaction. Now, I could have went the other way. Mm-hmm. I mean, simply. I also used to deliver coffee in a van for the same family, and he always used to say to me, when he used to pay us, "Did you open up the coffee?" No, I never opened up the coffee. But we used to deliver the coffee in a van, and these guys used to come out.
Bobby still doesn't drink coffee.
I don't know. Fuck that. He used to come out. I'm glad you said that. I'm not going to mention the name of one of the most famous crime families in New York. Huge, huge crime family. Went to high school with one of the nieces, and we had a thing for each other. So, getting in my car, and I'm leaving school one day, and I get home, and two guys knock at the door. I think they're my friends. I answer the door. Bobby, come outside. I'm like, okay. Come outside. You know, you had the stoops.
Yeah.
Right? Walk down the stoops. And I knew that they weren't any friends of the family. You fucking... So, I says, no. If you're fucking her, you need to tell us. I said, I haven't touched her. Well, you've taken her out. I said, well, yeah, we're friends. And I never touched her. Because of what her name was. I never fucking touched her. We hung out. We used to go dancing together. Never touched her. He goes, if you fucked her, when you graduate, you're marrying her. And I said, what'd she tell you? You never touched her. I said, I swear to God. He said, and if you touch her, and then we see you with somebody else, it's not going to be good. Went back to school that next fucking morning and I said, sweetheart, no more dancing, no more car rides, I'm done. So she calls her uncle from her house, and the story goes, she starts screaming, yelling, and crying to her uncle because I told her I wouldn't be friends with her anymore, which got another visit. And I was told, nobody said you couldn't be friends with her. We said you couldn't fuck her. I'm like, okay. So, but off there, I'll tell you the name, and you'll know.
You got put in the friend zone?
I put in the friend zone, which is, it is funny because I'll mention his. I grew up with a kid. His name was Gerald Dulce. So the Dulce family, Dolce, however you want to say it, we're in the sanitation business. Old man Dulce, great guy. And we spoke about growing up. When you were a kid, everybody in your neighborhood was the parents.
Exactly.
You didn't know whose house you were going to eat at, but you knew you were going to eat at somebody's home. So one day, Gerald, I'm already a cop, and I'm home visiting the family. I'm in the house in New York. I'm a cop here in Florida. That's before my parents moved, and all of a sudden, I hear a fucking barrage of gunfire across the street at the Dulce's house. I'm like, what the fuck? Gerald comes running in, banging on the fucking door. Naturally, we let him in. So this is what the guy does, just to show you how things are. He decided he was going to start his own moving company. Okay? But he didn't ask permission to start his own moving company, nor did he pay tribute, which means that he didn't give any money to whoever ran the moving company. His old man told him not to do it. He has 3 brand new trucks parked in front of his father. He still lived with his old man. In front of his father's house. He had 5 brothers, 2 sisters. One of them was absolutely drop dead gorgeous. They came and shot up every fucking truck he had parked in front. So now he's sitting in the house. And he's like, to my mom, oh, Mr. Caruso, don't call the cops. Don't call the cops. Don't call the cops. So I said, if you're in here and they know you ran across the street, I said, if they come over here and they start shooting on my parents' house, I said, I'm going to fucking kill you. He leaves, goes home. His old man comes over to apologize. Now, are you kidding me? Sorry, apparently we went into low battery mode. Do you remember in the day you always had somebody used to pull up with clothes, appliances, meat, right? So you used to have the back of the truck sale. I never forget that. Gerald, who's passed, by the way, God rest his soul, comes one day with pianos. And it's like, how the fungal are you going to sell pianos to the neighborhood, right? Because the truck would pull up on whoever was selling. Okay. The doors would open, and everybody from the neighborhood would come out. You remember the what were they? Huckapoo shirts. Remember those? They were like silk shirts. Were
Oh
really
yeah, yeah,
loud.
yeah, yeah.
The dancing days,
Yep.
right? Racks of Huckapoo shirts. I don't know how many fox or mink stoles my mom had. These come out the back of the truck. Leather jackets. That shit I missed. That was fun. But it was like, and especially during the holidays. So everybody used to go shopping in the street. So that's basically, um, my upbringing with the mob. I've been to a few social clubs with my dad, and so my dad used to take me everywhere. So there was nothing I didn't know about the horse races at the age of 10. Nothing. And these friends of the family used to be at the horse tracks as well. So I know you had to have the same.
Um, more on the music side, but growing up, my stepdad is my father. He was the one that raised me. So my dad, retired police officer
Uh-huh.
in Puerto Rico. So needless to say, I had a lot of eyes that I didn't know on me. So anywhere that I went, that I got a little bit out of bounds, people used to come up, tap me in the shoulder, be like, "You're so and so's kid." Yeah, we work together. So I was kept in line a lot over there. I did
I,
my little nicks and knacks here and there,
oh yeah.
and
Oh yeah.
appreciate the agents that stopped me here and there. And I got a few slaps, but they never told my dad, so that was actually pretty nice of them. But every once in a while, they would see me and give me the side eye
Oh no, yeah.
because we had the secret.
Oh no, yeah. Oh yeah.
So
Oh
they
yeah.
kept me in check.
You know what I never asked you?
But we always have an uncle or a friend of a friend that was an uncle.
Oh, I saw.
Yeah.
So my whole family were on the job in the city, my brother and everything. And I get into a huge brawl, and I get picked up, and they take us, and they put us in holding, and I can't remember the sergeant's name in Suffolk County. Anyway, he said, "Don't you got a brother that's on the job in the city?" I said, "I do." He said, "I'm going to call you brother. I'm not going to book you. I'm going to keep you in the cell, but I'm going to call you brother." And I got a fucking ass whipping in that jail cell. Like, it's like, well, you're not going to fight you. I'm not going to raise my hand to my brother. And he was a
Exactly.
big, and my brother just passed a few weeks ago. So,
Oh,
God
sorry to
rest
hear
his soul as well. He was my idol as a kid, but not like I was going to raise my hand to my brother in there. But from that point on, I couldn't piss crooked. So no more fighting for me around town. You know what I never asked you? What part of Puerto Rico?
So my family's from the East Coast, Northeast Coast, beach town called Luquillo, which is near the rainforest. So it's well known because of the beaches, and there's a strip
That's a big surfing area, isn't it?
yep,
Yeah.
yeah, La Pared is
Yep.
our surfing area. Then there's another area called La Selva, which is further down. That's not for the tourists. Big surfing areas. And then we have an area that's called Los Kioscos. It's a whole bunch of small kiosk restaurants.
Uh-huh.
It's like 50 of them in a row. So the weekends get crazy there. And before they used to be little metal shacks with the tin roof.
Oh yeah.
And now they're full
They get my
blown restaurants.
croquetas over there.
Yeah, now they're full blown restaurants.
One of my favorite because part of my job is I had to go to Puerto Rico a lot. So when I was chief of police at these colleges, we had the largest university on the island of Puerto Rico as well. So I used to travel back and forth. And I remember when I went to the arena to see my first cockfights, and I didn't know the guy I was with.
Which, by the way, they're legal in Puerto Rico.
Absolutely.
All you animal lovers and stuff. That's just part of the culture. Dominican, Puerto Rican, Cuban, just part of our culture. And it's legal, and it's not animal culture. It's a part of the culture.
And then whoever loses, they serve at the vending booths.
Oh, yeah. Very good soup, I got to tell you.
Oh, no, it is. It's very
phenomenal.
good. But
So
it's
no comments about animal culture. We don't want to.
Yeah, we're not. Yeah, don't go throw red blood on us and shit. I didn't know. I was with an old time Puerto Rican wise guy, and he used to run the casinos and bring in all the top entertainment in the casinos. Raul, he's past. Man, I love him. And he took me, and I was meeting all of the casino bosses. I was there for a few weeks, and I started hanging out with these guys. It was really cool. listening to stories about Sinatra singing. So they used to put me up all the time in a suite at the Old San Juan Hotel, which is fucking beautiful. And up the street is the arena.
Yep.
So Raul tells me, we're going to see the cockfights. I'm like, okay. And at the time, I used to speak Spanish pretty fluently. I haven't spoken years. I got to hang out with
That's right. Now we're
Diamond
practicing.
more. But he said, don't put your hands up. Put them in your fucking pocket. It's a weird. I never seen betting like that before.
It's crazy because they scream it across the arena to each other, and everybody knows
Yeah.
who's they're betting with and how much. And if you don't do it constantly, you don't even know what the hell's going on. You just hear numbers, and you don't know who's screaming at who and what. And then it lasts like a minute, and then it's done. By the way, I'll tell you a secret about his and hers. Carmen, grandfather, taught her about all how to deal with the cocks and the roosters and
Really?
how to take the
Spurs
and all that shit.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's why when we get in a fight, she's the one that
that
comes out first.
I'm not gonna play games with that. I mean,
she's got a great move.
yeah, I
Punch
bet.
to the throat right there. Yeah.
It's just, you know what? I understand that a lot of you people out here, you don't believe in it. You think it's cruel and stuff like that.
No, but it's part of the culture.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's cultural, and it's not,
I want to go to Spain and see bullfighting. I know that's not.
No, but it's part of their culture.
It's the
too.
culture. Yeah. Exactly. Shit, the Romans used to kill each other.
Exactly.
So, I mean, the Colosseum is part of the culture.
Now they do it in Philly.
Exactly. Now they do it in Philly. Or maybe, you know what? Go to Chicago, go to Detroit.
And I make the joke because I came from Philly, so I know. Don't worry about it.
So I have I'll introduce you to him. I have a very close friend of mine. He works for the ME's office, medical examiner's office. He's an investigator out of Miami. But he was the head investigator in fucking Chicago for the ME's office. Wow. So the first time I go up to Chicago with a group of friends to meet Rolo, and we're riding, and I never seen potholes that big in my life. And, Rolo would tell us stories about, it was just like, used to bring him in one right after another, after another, after another. So yeah, that's also a great place to be.
Got good friends in Chicago. Really good friend of ours in the music industry. Name is Tim Schomer. Very big time DJ in the area. Humongous when the whole freestyle era was, and then we were all out. Very cool dude. Tim, big shout out to you.
So freestyle, I heard that a certain Diamond may have done freestyle.
I did. Performed with my brother. Part of the Nice and Wild situation. My brother was an original member. And it's a pretty cool part of my life. And, then from there I moved on to other things, left that world, went on more to the dance scene, and went solo and hit the German market and European market. And it was pretty cool. Plus, I worked for a radio network and TV network out of Italy called RTL. So I was, at the time, a VJ, which they don't exist anymore.
Yeah, no, it's done.
VJ and a DJ at the same time, but I would broadcast from New York towards Italy. And then the broadcast used to go to 32 countries. So, yeah, that was a great experience.
Very cool. I'm going to stop you because there's a lot about Diamond you don't know. He's still an on-air personality. But next week, and I'm hoping my son's in town.
Yeah.
My son just got back from one of the biggest metal fests. Plays in a band called Jillian Card. He was just in England on a fest. Just got home, and he left again. He's back on tour. I think he'll be back for next episode. We've both been in the music business. I played in a band for years, a metal band that got signed as well. We're going to tell you the real stories and the shit that goes on in the industry. That's why I stopped Diamond. Diamond is more well-versed than I am. He's been in it a hell of a lot. So I just dabbled my toe in it. But we're hoping to get my son on, and he can tell you about touring and sleeping in people's homes that they don't know about because their money already ran out from record labels. So stay tuned for that next week. That'll be an absolute cool episode. I'm going to actually story time with Stone, but I'm going to pretty much throw it over to Diamond next week on the industry I'll interject, and then hopefully Bobby Jr. will be here, and he can tell you a little bit more about right this second in the industry. They've been written up by Rolling Stone, but
Very nice.
it's all smoke and fucking mirrors. And I'm not gonna say any more because there's shit that I really want to say, and I know Diamond and I have been speaking about it. I appreciate, Diamond appreciates, His and Her Cigars appreciate you guys watching. I enjoy every Thursday night sitting on the couch with my brother, and I call him that because we are family now. I wouldn't say it if he wasn't. If you want to come to a place that you're sitting in your living room and having a cigar, and when everybody comes in here, everybody gets involved in everybody's conversations. It's such a great time, such relaxing time. My buddy's up from Miami, so I'm going to spend a little time with my buddy from Miami who I don't see a lot.
We're going to go share a smoke with him too.
Yeah, we're going to share a smoke with him, share some laughs, but tune in next Thursday. Don't forget, tomorrow night's the fight. I'm going for Iron Mike.
That's right.
I'm hoping that the youth doesn't outplay the old man.
Have you seen him sparring lately?
Have you seen the size of that motherfucker? He is huge. He's ripped in his 50s. I hope he beats the shit out of this kid.
We all do.
Oh, man. But I'll be watching the fight tomorrow. We'll talk about that, too. Gabi Don.
Gabi Don.
Call in.
That's right. 407-476-9282. First one to get it.
Gets the bottle.
That's right. Got it right here for you.
We love our fans. Please, would you share the channel with everybody? Sometimes we get really serious, but this time, we try to like to put humor into and sharing some of our stories. We're both transparent and open books. I would have never told you about my family's side at all. But, it's all about tomorrow's not promised.
That's right.
Live for today. Love who you're with. Treat everybody with respect. And don't take no shit from anyone.
That's right.
That being said, good night from Stone and Diamond. Good night from His and Hers. We love you guys. Stop by and have a drink with us.
And a smoke.
And a smoke. And we'll see you next Thursday. You're gonna have something cool next Thursday?
Of course, we always do.
All right. And a new smoke. God bless.
I got nothing. Don't look. Ain't got the time. I'm a wheelchair.